Well, hello there, and welcome to CityLine. We are Zooming from my kitchen into your home. And of course, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be with you. We have a lot to get through this next hour. Later on, we'll be talking with Bloodworks Northwest. Kurt will be here to talk about some of the supply levels that they have. And then Sound Transit will be here also to talk about an update on all of the links and all of the detours. Scott always brings us such a great comprehensive report. You don't want to miss that. And we also have with us Tacoma Musical Playhouse and Tacoma Little Theater for their shared main stage production of All Together Now. And of course, the Humane Society will be here with our Pet of the Week. And with me right now are two very familiar looking lumberjacks. They happen to make their living working at the Rainbow Center, and they are here to talk about Cabin Fever, the Black and White Gala coming up. Please join me in welcoming Troy Christensen. You are the Executive Director of the Rainbow Center. Welcome back, my precious friend.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Amanda.
It's great to have you here. And you brought with you this handsome man, Mr. Marshall Samuel. You are I love your title, Celebrations Manager. I want that job.
You can have it. It's all yours.
Well, if I have it, do I have to wear the hat?
Yes, it's a part of the requirement. This is a uniform, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in then. Flannel and hats. Can you just see me in that?
Absolutely. I'm surprised that we haven't seen you in that.
Well, there we go. All the more reason why I'll have to attend the Black and White Gala. And so, Troy, let's talk about this. How many years has this event been happening now?
This is the 19th year, if you can believe that. We started this 5 years into the Rainbow Center, and Rainbow Center will be 25 next year, and the gala will be 20. And it will be the perfect time to get back in person and celebrate bigger than ever.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, 25 next year. I can already see the mischief that the two of you are going to be up to for that. So, Marshall, the big question, of course, is, will the event be in person this year or is it virtual?
So we decided to move towards a virtual platform. We thought it would be best to protect the community with the COVID numbers still on the rise, not everyone being vaccinated, and with the Delta variant. And that's why Pride was still a virtual event. We did have sort of smaller in-person events that were outside, but for the Black and White Gala, it was best for us to focus on the community and their safety and do a virtual event.
Yeah, and I think that you guys made a really good call on that. And I know that the Rainbow Center, just the team as a whole, has such a heart for our community. And this decision happened right when Delta showed up. And,
yes.
You say it so eloquently and so smoothly, Marshall, but it was not an easy decision, was it?
No, it wasn't. And a lot of people wanted to have an in-person event. And we even thought about doing a hybrid event, but logistically, it's just been easier to do just a virtual event. And even though it is virtual, and I'm sure that all of us are exhausted by a virtual event, it's going to be so entertaining, I promise you. So.
Well, then spill the beans. What's the theme this year, Marshall?
If you couldn't tell by our attire, it is Cabin Fever Home Edition. So we get that people are exhausted by virtual events and being home. So why not sort of have a tongue-in-cheek moment and sort of play to that? So it's like, oh, you're going to sort of stir crazy. You're in this cabin fever, hence the theme, and here we are.
Brilliant. There's a reason why you are the celebrations manager, okay? That's all I got to say about that, mister. So, Troy, Cabin Fever, if this doesn't fit for all of us in the middle of a pandemic, I don't know what does. I'm thinking that you could easily have the best Cabin Fever story of when you just have had enough of the people you live with. So how does this translate into the theme of the event? Because Cabin Fever means we want to get out.
Exactly. Everyone is stir crazy. And, I think that's true in general. But the LGBTQ plus community, we like to get together. We like to celebrate. And, this feels, I think, a little different for us than the rest of the community because we're sort of shoved back in a space that's not the way we like to be. We want to be in person. We want to be dancing. We want to be singing. We want to be celebrating. And so, yes, this is, it was in hopes of reflecting how people are feeling right now. Because everyone, not only are they sick of being inside and not being able to get out and celebrate, but as Marshall said, you sit on Zoom meetings all day long. You don't want to go to an online event on a Saturday night. So this is our way of trying to entice people to come to this event. As Marshall said, it is very entertaining. It's less than an hour. It's probably actually about 45 minutes. So we're hoping the brevity and the entertainment, if the word gets out about both of those, that we'll get as many registrants as we can.
I love that. For the years that the Rainbow Center has been producing the Black and White Gala, every year it is memorable, it is fun. It's a chance to give back and it's a chance to reconnect. And all of that can still happen over our computer. So get in there and get registered. But we also want to know, Troy, as we give and give generously, what is the focus for this year's gala investment?
Well, there are two areas that have been hit pretty hard this year that we want to focus on. One is the number of break-ins we have had at the center. Crime is higher right now around the country in general, and we've not been passed up by that. Fortunately, they're not hate crimes because everyone else in the neighborhood is getting the same treatment. But replacing broken glass, hiring security guards, updating security systems, putting in new magnetic locks, all of that costs money. And that's not generally a sexy thing for people to donate for, but it is a reality for us right now. The other area is our individual advocacy work for people who have been wronged in some way as a result of their sexual orientation or gender identity. And the need has gone up significantly during the pandemic, and the resources are not what they once were. So we're doing our best to hustle everywhere we can to make sure anyone in need receives our assistance, but also looking for additional funding and highlighting this for this event in hopes that donors will understand that people with, well, I won't even say that. I was going to say people with less privilege need our assistance, but with or without privilege, you may need our assistance if you've been the victim of harassment, discrimination, or God forbid, a hate crime. And that happens, and it happens a lot still, even in Tacoma where it's illegal. And so we help people navigate through all of the systems necessary to try and make them whole. And so that's an area that we're also asking people during the Fund a Need.
I love that. So Troy, let's talk about, is there going to be a silent auction that leads up to the event, or is it going to be just the event and a chance to give?
There is an online auction, so it works like a silent auction. And both items that normally would go in our silent auction and items that would normally go in our live auction will both be there online. And that will start a week before the event. It'll start on November 6th and go through the day after the event, November 14th. So you need to register in order to get online and see those items and bid on them. And we have something for everyone. We have $25 gift certificates all the way up to vacation spots around the globe.
I love that. So what is next for the Rainbow Center, Troy?
Well, I think the next thing for Rainbow Center is for us to continue to move toward an anti-racist framework within our organization and our service delivery model. We've been working on that for the past 2 years, and we've had some success with that, but that's a never-ending process. And we want to continue to do better and better by the populations identified as BIPOC, which are Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. And in order to do that, we have to spend a lot of time as an organization talking about who we are, what we do, how we do it, how we outreach, where we invest our time and our money. And we do that as a whole team, which is really exciting. But we know that there's still more work to do. And both the board and the staff are working with consultants to move us forward in this area. And then the other area I would say is just the amount of advocacy need that there is right now, both legislative advocacy and individual advocacy. And so what is next for us as far as administration is figuring out how we fund programs to the level that the need exists. And so this auction is part of it. And I will say that on Saturday night during the program, there will be what is the traditional raise the paddle, where people are able to give cash donations. So we're hoping between the auction and the donations that we raise over $100,000 this year. It's about a third of what we raise in a live auction, but we're realistic based upon last year, based upon how tired people are of online meetings.
Yes, absolutely. So Marshall, as you have put all of this together like a huge tapestry, I know that you have sponsors, that nobody does this alone. It takes a village. So last question for both of my lumberjacks, who do you need to thank? And Marshall, we'll start with you first.
Yeah, I want to start off by thanking the staff at Rainbow Center, the volunteers, the committee board. God, this is my moment to have like my Academy Awards speech prepared. So I also want to thank Amazon, Alma Mater, Group Health Foundation, Tucumã Urban League, PLU, Multicare, PCAF, Kaiser, Puget Sound Energy, Financial Insights, First Citizens Bank, Mary Mart, Union Ave Compound Pharmacy, and the Puyallup Tribe. So those are my thank yous.
Wow.
I will add a thank you to our board of directors, many of whom have really stepped up during this season to make this event what it can be. Because Marshall and I can't do that on our own. It takes a lot of people out there with a lot of connections making things happen.
Absolutely. Well, this continues to be the event of the year that everybody wants to be at, be it in person or virtual. And I just want to say thank you to both of you and your teams and anybody who touched this as you continue every single day to stand by our mayor's proclamation that we are an anti-racist city and we are a compassionate Tacoma. And I thank you both for being such great living, breathing examples of that. And I'll see you at the event.
Thank you.
And,
great to see you.
Great to see both of you. We have our pet of the week from the Humane Society. Let's take a look at that sweet pea that needs a forever home.
Hi, Amanda. This is Gavin. He's a 2-year-old neutered male domestic medium hair kitty cat. He is the biggest cuddle bug. And of course, like all of our pets, he comes microchipped, vaccinated, and up to date with a vet visit from our lovely vets here. If you wanted to visit Gavin or you wanted to see any of our other available pets, feel free to visit us at www.thehumanesociety.org, or you can always come down to the shelter. We're located at 2608 Center Street in Tacoma.